Okay, so today is Saturday, the 9th of November, and yesterday we saw Bitcoin at an all-time high, and there'd been quite a pullback today. The price actually came back down to about 75,700, and it had been over 77,000 at the all-time high yesterday. So I've been looking at the Stonksy all day long on higher time frames, looking at it coming down, looking mostly red, and then I decided to try and get an entry by going onto the 1 minute time frame and then looking for it going green. This one here earlier on at about 4:51 in the afternoon I missed actually, and by the time I looked at it, it was coming down here in the no trade zone. So it did go green at about 75,883. And what I did was I quickly went over to Bybit, where I've got a very, very small amount of Bitcoin, like $20 worth. And I actually got in at 75980. Okay. So 75980 is not brilliant. It's about here. So not quite when it went green, but so far so good. So that was at 1722. It's now coming up to 1830. So it's been going about an hour, and at the moment the price has gone up about 0.59%. Now, I did rather recklessly think, well, it's only $20. I don't really care about that. Let's go mad, put it on 50x leverage and hope for the best. And hoping for the best isn't something I needed to do really with Stonksy, because it was green and it stayed green, and consequently I'm now 22% in profit. It's only $4.71, but I only started with $20 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so at the moment, I want to protect my capital, so I'm going to put a stop loss here at, like, say 76,000. So let's do that. Okay, so that's done there. In fact, I might even move that up a little bit because it looks like it's sort of going up nicely, doesn't it? Okay, 76,060. So the trade is now safe, which is great. And going back to trading view, that is the 1 minute time frame. It did briefly go red. I ignored that because I thought, well, we're in profit anyway. I'll see what happens next. And then what I decided to do was to switch to the 3 minute time frame, where it is actually looking nice and green. Going to a higher time frame, like 5 minute, it's still red. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on the 3 minute, and of course what I can do here is set an alert now. So to do that, I just go over to alerts. I'm going to add an alert, select Stonksy, and I'm going to go from green to red. I'm going to say check Bybit, and I am going to send an email for that to make sure I know about it. Now, as well as going from green to red, it could go from green to black. So let's add that one as well. So Stonksy, background changed to no colour. Once again, I'll say check Bybit. Okay, so that's the 3 minute alert set, and I do want to look at the 5 minute. And maybe I want to set an alert for that. Maybe I want to see that one go green. And I could do that in just the same way as what I just did it then. But I think for now, I'm just going to watch the chart. Okay, so I just got an alert saying that the background colour here had changed. Now, the way I'd had that set was so it changes as soon as it changes. You can set it so that it changes when the candle closes. I didn't actually do that. So by the time I looked at it, just a few seconds later, the background had gone green again. So I think what I might do is re-enable this one, but this time I'm going to say once per bar close. Okay, so let's save that again. So you can see that alert is now active again. Now, going back to the 5 minute time frame, you can see that we're still on this red background here. Now, what I want to do here is just pull out my EMAs that I talked about in a previous video on the Stonksy YouTube channel. These are exponential moving averages, and what we've got here is the red one, which is a 5 EMA. Oh, look at that. The 9, which is a cyan EMA. The yellow is a 21 EMA, and the green is a 55 EMA. And generally what you're looking for is the green and yellow crossing. Now you can see that did just happen a few minutes ago, and Indeed, we are getting a nice green candle now. Okay, so I'm a little bit late noticing this, but the 3 minute here has gone red. Now, if I'd have been more together, I would have probably taken half off the table and then reconsidered. But because I missed that signal, I think I'm just going to leave it. If it hits the stop loss, that's okay. Now, the sensible thing to do would be to take my profit now and then look for another position. I think what I might do is move the stop loss up to the bottom of that wick there. Just about there. I would love to see a green Stonksy now. Okay, looks like there's a little bounce there. And we've got a green Stonksy on the 1 minute. Okay, so I just noticed now that we've got a green Stonksy background on the 3 minute. That's good news. Okay, so it looks like we might head up for a little while. Okay, so this time we got a red background on the 3 minute Stonksy there. This candle hasn't closed yet. It's still got 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Okay, so in a few seconds later, that red background had indeed gone. Okay, so panic over. Seemed to be okay there. Okay, so just had an alert saying that the 3 minute on Stonksy had changed to no colour. Okay, bearing in mind that the trade is 23% in profit, I think I'm just going to leave that for the time being. Now, the reason for that is if I was to put on the EMAs again, you can see here the yellow is nicely above the green. But if I go to something like, say, the 10 minute, you can see here that the yellow is just about to cross the green. In fact, I think it has crossed the green. So on the EMAs alone, I would say that the trend is still upwards. Stonksy says no trade on the 10 minute, and it still says bearish on the 5 minute. And we have just got a green background on the 1 minute. Okay, so Stonksy now on the 5 minute is looking great because we do have a green background. That said, there's still 1 minute and 53 seconds left before that candle closes. Okay, and there you go, it closed green. Okay, Stonksy is still green on the 5, that's great. On the 1 hour, I'm guessing it's still green. Yeah, of course it is. And yeah, that's great. So my actual trade, it's a shame it's so small, isn't it? But that's like, 41% in profit. So how cool is that? One trade, 40% profit. Okay, so now 62% in profit. I'm going to go to sleep. So literally, I'm just going to add a take profit at 100% and see what happens. The stop loss I might change to 76,500, so confirm that and then go to sleep. Okay, so Sunday morning, just woke up and yeah, guess what? We had a new all-time high overnight. My trade did indeed close and the price that I'd set the 100% at, it did fill. It did go a lot higher and I could have made more money, but I wanted a good night's sleep. So overall, my profit was 92.65%. Not bad. Did that in less than 24 hours with one trade. If I'd have just wanted to go with Stonksy, I would actually still be long right now. So here in my derivatives account on Bybit, I've got 50.31. That's actually a more than 100% profit when you look at it in the US dollar value. And the whole move was completely predicted by Stonksy.